Magmortar has the potential to be a slightly difficult 6-star raid, but as long as you plan ahead and you plan for the actions that it takes and the action that it doesn't take, it should be very easy to take out. The main trait about this raid that we are going to take advantage of is the fact that Magmortar is never going to clean itself of its stats, so we are going to abuse the hell out of that. The other thing we're going to abuse is the fact that Magmortar is only a special attacker, so on our side, we only need to worry about having a Pokemon that is tanky on the special side. All three of these Pokemon have two things in common. One, they can take a special attack pretty well. The other thing that is going to allow them to do very well in this raid is the fact that they all get a defense debuffing move, or a special defense debuffing move depending on what kind of attacker they are, and that is what is going to allow them to thrive in this raid. We'll get probably the easiest way to beat this out of the way. You're gonna, with Bellibolt, first of all, in the first couple turns, if you get under 50% HP, you're gonna go ahead and use Parabolic Charge, but your first goal is to get Magmortar to -6, and you're gonna do that by using Acid Spray 3 times. Magmortar's not going to clean itself, so of course, once you have it there, you're going to go ahead and do one Parabolic Charge before terastallizing, and then once you're at full health there, you will terastallize and turn the turbo button on with Parabolic Charge in your first move slot, and go ahead and just sit back and watch the raid end. Though Goodra is going to finish the raid a little slower than Bellibolt, it's also less likely to faint than Bellibolt, so it's probably an even higher percentage to win than Bellibolt, which is already very high to begin with. And what we're going to be doing with Goodra is very simple. Despite the fact that Goodra has really high special defenses, I do like using the 2 Skitter Smacks, just because Goodra is going to get hit with a bunch of Psychics, and Skitter Smack is just an extra precaution to make sure that the possible special defense drops we get don't interfere with the turbo strategy. Because remember, the name of the game with turbo is to make sure you're going to win, right? You're going to Skitter Smack 2 times, you're going to Acid Spray 3 times. Goodra is so damn tanky that you're not going to have to pay attention much to Goodra's health here. And then on turn 6, you are going to terastallize and turbo spam Dragon Pulse until you win. As long as Dragon Pulse is in that first slot and you have Shell Bell as your item, you're going to be just fine. You can walk away with the turbo button turned on. Ceruledge is going to be a little more complicated, but it's doing something very similar that the other two builds did. First of all, in the first turn, you are going to use Taunt. This is going to keep Magmortar from taunting you so that you can use Leer. Then you're going to go ahead and use Leer 2 to 3 times. Again, if you need to use Bitter Blade somewhere in there just to stay alive, then go ahead and do it. But the idea here is to get Magmortar's defense as low as possible before it puts its shield up. Now, after you get 2 or 3 Leers, you can go ahead and terastallize and just start spamming Bitter Blade. Make sure it's in your first move slot, and you can turn that turbo button on and let it do the rest of the work for you. There is a chance that Magmortar will taunt you on turn 0. If this happens, instead go ahead and just use Bitter Blade 3 times, then on turn 4 you will not be taunted. You can go ahead and use Leer just once, and then you can terastallize and start your Bitter Blade spam from there. Smash that like button and subscribe.